I'm going to show you guys how we got this engine bay to color shift like this using spray can from Rust-Oleum. Today I'm going to be going over in step-by-step detail how I got this engine bay painted using Rust-Oleum's Galaxy Blue, which is a color shift paint. It'll change colors in the light. So I'm going to go over the details on how I did that, so let's get started. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. We have lots of spray can content. We'll be painting all kinds of stuff, not just spray can, kind of covers a variety of things. So definitely consider subscribing, hit the like button, and drop a comment below. Alright, obviously one of the first steps is to remove everything you don't want paint on. If your engine is still in the engine bay, just move everything into the center of the engine and drape plastic over it all. The video here is courtesy of the Texas Honda channel, which is my other YouTube channel, so definitely consider subscribing to that channel. After you get it to this point, you're going to want to clean it really well. Basically purple power, spray it down, pressure wash it, scrub it, do all that stuff, which is exactly what we did, and remove all this stuff out. Alright, now that we've got it to this point all cleaned up, we're going to use the primer from Rust-Oleum. I got this at AutoZone for pretty cheap. We're going to paint all of this entire engine bay with this. We're going to make sure to hit all the spots underneath here so you don't see any leftover white or silver. We did the silver in the engine bay to cover up any exposed metal, so it's basically the silver was just as a primer, sort of. Now typically right here, this piece, we would just remove it. I'm not too worried about it since we're going to be repainting it black anyways. But we'll go ahead and get started with laying this flat black primer over everything. And before we do that, we will start sanding everything down very thoroughly. So basically, whenever we go to sand this down, a lot of people want to argue on grit. I like to use 220 or 320. Either one works really fine for me. If you put a thick enough coat down, you won't see sand scratches. Just make sure to get all the spots that you think would chip the easiest. Make sure to sand those the best. You want to sand everything very thorough though. I'm painting the black, so basically just watch how I do it. I don't go in a specific pattern or anything like that. I just kind of hit everywhere and make sure everything's covered while keeping it kind of all wet. I don't know if that makes sense. I've tried to explain it in other videos, but basically you want to keep everything with a wet look to it. The wind is drying it fairly quick, but since this is just the primer, it should be okay. It can be wet sanded out and wiped down afterwards, but just make sure to chase the wet edge basically. What that means is where the edge is still wet, you want to overlap that by 50% to make sure it stays wet throughout the whole thing to avoid lines. On an engine bay it's not as important, but you still want to make sure it looks good. So I'm going to put some annoying YouTuber music over all this so you guys have something to listen to, and I'll chime in whenever. Color shift, which is the color changing Rust-Oleum paint. You're supposed to apply it over a black base coat, which we did. We primed this black. The technical color is called Galaxy Blue. There's the number if you want to order some yourself. I just got this at AutoZone. But we're going to go ahead and paint this. We're only going to do one decently thick coat over everything, and then I'm going to hit it with some clear. Now typically I use 2K clear, but in this case I don't have it, so I'm just going to be using the Rust-Oleum 2X clear, whatever it is that I have. But yeah, so definitely make sure it has a black base coat. Let's get started painting. Alright, so make sure to wear a respirator, but one of the things that I would definitely note is to start at the top or areas that will be seen most likely before any, so like the strut towers, the firewall, and the main core support, those are areas you want to hit first. Darker colors you can get away with this on, but lighter colors you kind of just want to hit everywhere. I'm not trying to tell you to cut corners, but if you have to do it, I understand completely. One can is more than enough to cover this. You just got to make sure to use it sparingly. Some spots may be lighter in the engine bay, but you won't see those spots due to the engine being in the way. So that's just a quick note. Make sure to not paint this in the wind or in direct sunlight, or you'll get stripes and it'll look very uneven and very crappy. But yeah, that's about the only things I can tell you on this part. Just basically watch how I do it. I make this one can last through the entire engine bay and front and rear of the core support. So enjoy the music and I'll be back. Alright, so one can did the whole bay. I've got it laid on pretty thick. I'll go up close and show you. I'm about to go put the clear coat on it, but before I do that, I'll show you the bay up close. A purple blue color, so when the sun comes out I'll definitely do an update video on this. But yeah, that's with the 2X clear. The 2K would be a deeper, glossier finish. This is pretty glossy finish. The Texas heat right now, it's like 80 something degrees and 80% humidity, which it says not to paint in high humidity, but I've had pretty decent luck. I wouldn't recommend doing a whole car this color out of can. I definitely recommend doing that out of a spray gun, because this is not an easy color to do. Sorry about the video cutout, everyone. Right here is my old Civic that I did the same color shift engine bay technique that I showed you guys today with the engine installed. But yeah, anyways, the reason I wouldn't paint an entire vehicle using this color shift, I would do it out of a gun or even the Plasti Dip gun. If you're gonna go with a multicolor shifting paint, just because with the spray can it's really hard to make larger panels look even using the color shift. Now I've done lime green, orange, pink, purple. I'm gonna be doing yellow in the future, so definitely stay tuned for that, and red. So I'm gonna do entire vehicles like that. But I just wanted to give this informative video for you guys. A lot of people have been asking about the color shift, so here it is. Definitely subscribe to this channel, and definitely subscribe to my Texas Honda channel, where I will be doing stuff on there as well. Both channels will have their own certain thing that I do on them. Like this one's mostly spray can and repair videos, the other one's my Honda channel. So definitely subscribe to the Texas Honda channel. Link will be in the description. Give this video a like, drop me a comment, let me know what you guys think, and share this video with everyone. Show them you can do it yourself and make it look really good. And this was a fairly inexpensive engine bay process. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Like, subscribe, share, and God bless.